In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about mismatch repair mechanism of the DNA. Now, we know that when replication goes on, there is one very important enzyme, that is DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase. Generally, DNA polymerase is very faithful enzyme. Why? Because it has a proofreading activity. It is proofreading activity. That means whenever DNA polymerase does the mistake, it looks into its own mistake and tries to correct it. Okay, and this regarding the proofreading activity, we had already discussed it in my previous video. So you can look into that if you are not clear about what is proofreading activity. But the essence of this sentence is that DNA tries to correct its own mistake. But here the word try is important. Why? Because it is not 100% sure that all the time, all the mistakes of DNA polymerase is corrected by itself. Sometimes some mistake of this DNA polymerase can go unnoticed. And so when DNA polymerase its mistakes goes unnoticed, there must be some other system which is able to correct it. So that we are going to discuss into the mismatch repair. But before we discuss fully this mismatch repair mechanism, we have to clear certain concept of ours that what kind of mistakes occur because of the DNA polymerases. And those mistakes are collectively known as replication errors. Replication errors. Basically, there are three types of replication error occurs. So the first type of replication error is misreading, misreading by the DNA polymerase. The second type of mistake by the DNA polymerase is sleep of DNA polymerase. And the third type of mistake by the DNA polymerase is the stuttering. Stuttering, or you can say stutter of DNA polymerase. Stutter of DNA polymerase. Let's look into one by one that what are these words and how their mistakes are being done. So I am drawing this parent strand. This is a parent strand, and suppose in between somewhere there is AGCT sequence is there. So normally what happens whenever DNA polymerase try to synthesize daughter strand, it goes on adding one nucleotide at a time. So one by one nucleotides are added, and so normally what will happen? Adenine, thymine is added. Okay, this is the correct base pair with the 2 hydrogen bond. And in front of G, there should be a C is added with the 3 hydrogen bond. But suppose at this point, your DNA polymerase misreads. So we know that in front of C, G should be added. But by mistake, suppose it is adding adenine. Okay, and then ideally, the proofreading activity of this DNA polymerase should remove this adenine and it should add correct base pair, that is a guanine. Okay, but this time let's imagine that its proofreading activity fails and it is not able to, or it is not removing this adenine, so this mistake remains, and then it goes on adding correct base pair and full daughter DNA is synthesized. We know that at this point there is a mistake. Okay, this is a point mutation like mistake. So this is one type of mistake of replication error which is because of the failure of DNA polymerase. The second type of mistake is the slippage of DNA polymerase. So again I am drawing this parent strand with AGCT sequence in between somewhere. So when DNA polymerase try to synthesize daughter strand, it go on adding one by one nucleotide like this. Okay, why it is adding one by one nucleotide? Because it first reads A and then adds thymine. Then ideally it should move to the next nucleotide and should add C over here. Then try to read C and should add G nucleotide over here. What I want to convey is that it reads one nucleotide and has to move exactly next nucleotide and then next nucleotide, then next nucleotide, one nucleotide at a time. But sometimes what happens, DNA polymerase jumps directly to like skipping 2 or 3 nucleotides, right? So here the DNA polymerase is slipping through the parent strand. So what will happen? There will be a gap, and as it is jumping directly over the thymine, it adds A and then synthesis goes on. So here we can see in the daughter strand there is a gap, or you can say deletion. Deletion like mistake is there. So this type of mistake is also known as replication error as it is carried out by the DNA polymerase. The third thing is the stuttering of DNA polymerase. So again, this is the parent strand, and again there is A, G, C and T sequences there. This is just an example. Okay, it is not like that at the AGCT only it can does a mistake. This is I am taking just as an example only. So now when DNA polymerase start synthesizing daughter strand, what will happen? Again, one by one nucleotides are added. Suppose this much chain is unmistakable. So now it should read this A. And so the correct base pair thymine is added by the 2 hydrogen bonds. Okay. Now, as I told you over here, that one nucleotide at a time should be read and it has to jump to the immediately next nucleotide. But in the stuttering of DNA polymerase, sometimes what happens? It fails to move forward. It remains at this adenine. So what will happen? Next, one more thymine is added. Then again, suppose again at the second time also it fails to jump. So again it will add thymine. Third time also it is failing to jump. So again it is adding thymine. Why thymine are added? Because your DNA polymerase is stuck over here. It is not able to move forward. So it is go on adding thymine and thymine. And on the fourth time it is able to jump correctly. So now C is added and 3 hydrogen bonds are formed. Then it jumps correctly to the next nucleotide and G is added. Then again correct jump is there and adenine is added. Here 3 hydrogen bonds, here 2 hydrogen bonds, and so on and so forth. DNA polymerase goes doing its action. So here what happened? These 3 nucleotides are added extra, and so because of that there is a loop like structure. So this is extra nucleotides. Extra nucleotides are added, or you can see this is an insertion type. Insertion type mistake is carried out by this DNA polymerase, and because of that there is a loop. This loop is formed. Why loop is formed? Because this thymine will not able to make up a hydrogen bond with this subsequent nucleotide, so it comes out of the chain like this, it bulges out of the chain, and then correct replication goes on. So loop like structure forms into the DNA. So now we know that there are certain kinds of replication error. It may be a misreading, it may be slipping of DNA polymerase, or it may be a stuttering of DNA polymerase. The error rate is one error in 10 raised to 7 nucleotide insertion. That means your DNA polymerase, when it adds 10 raised to 7 nucleotide into the daughter strand, it is predicted that one error will occur. This is the general formula. Okay, it doesn't mean that at each and every 10 raised to 7 nucleotide is added, one error must be there, but it is just the average number. Okay, and this error rate is actually very low, but still it is not sufficient to maintain the genetic integrity of particular organism. So our system, our enzyme system must be there to correct these mistakes, right? These mistakes must be corrected, otherwise genetic integrity cannot be maintained. But our enzyme system to identify it is a challenge. Now why it is a challenge? See, look at this example. We know that this is the parent strand and this is the daughter strand. We know that this is the mistake, right? But chemically both chains are so same. It looks same, right? As I labeled over here in this schematic diagram that this one is parent strand and this one is daughter strand, you are able to identify that okay, mistake is over here. But in biological system there are no any such label. Chemically both strand looks perfectly okay. Just here it can identify that okay, this base pair is incorrect. So out of this base pair, which base is incorrect? It might be possible that this adenine is correct, and so this instead of cytosine there should be a thymine. Okay, of course this is wrong, but our enzyme system must be there which is able to identify that yes, this is the daughter strand and this is the parent strand, so mistake is in this A, it is not in this cytosine, right? And so this adenine should be removed and correct base pair, that is guanine, should be added. So how our enzyme system is able to identify which one is parent strand and which one is daughter strand? So here comes a second most important concept regarding this, that methylation of DNA strand. The solution is methylation of DNA strand can serve to distinguish between parent strand, or you can also call it as a template strand, and a daughter strand. So this methylation, we will discuss how this is possible, what is methylation and how it is able to distinguish between parent strand and daughter strand. But this is very, very important concept and you have to understand this concept. Okay, so our question is how methylation is able to distinguish between parent strand and daughter strand. So suppose this is a parental DNA. These both strands are from the parent cell. Okay, so we call it as a parent DNA. One strand is from the 5' to 3' and other strand is from the 3' to 5'. Now, if we discuss about E. coli, supposing E. coli bacterial parent cell, this is the DNA, and it has been observed that on an average, at every 1000 nucleotide, there is one particular sequence, that is GATC. This particular sequence of nucleotide is found at every 1000 nucleotide, on an average every 1000. Okay, so here GATC, and let's say here on an average 1000 nucleotides are there. So it is average, 1000 nucleotide is an average. It doesn't mean that exactly at every 1000 nucleotide this GATC will be there. It is possible that at one location the gap between two GATC is the 500 nucleotide, at other place it might be 2000 nucleotide, but on an average it is a 1000 nucleotide. And if you try to predict its base pair, you see that in front of G there should be C, in front of A there should be T, then A, then G. Here also C, T, A, G. Now you can look into this. This is GATC, and on the opposite strand 5' to 3', it is also GATC. Here also GATC, and here also in the reverse it is a GATC. So this is a palindrome. It is a palindromic sequence. This GATC sequence is important. Why? Because the adenine molecule is methylated into the parental DNA. So this adenine molecule of GATC sequence is methylated. So this methylation occurs once DNA replication is over. So suppose, let's say this parental DNA is undergoing replication. I will show parental DNA strand by the black color. So this is one parental strand 5' to 3', and this is second parental strand which is 3' to, this is 5' to 3'. Here we know that it has GATC, here also it is GATC, here in the reverse direction it is GATC, here it is GATC, and all the adenines are methylated. Adenines of particular, this GATC is methylated, not all the adenine. So here methylated. This is the same figure of parental DNA. Let's label it as a P for parent. So I just separated these two strands, and now see how the daughter strand gets synthesized. So this is the daughter strand. Of course it is in the opposite direction. Here also 5' to 3'. So here its sequence will be GATC like this. Here also GATC. Here GATC as per base pairing rule, GATC like this. So these red colors are the daughter strand. What happens once replication is over? For some time, for like few minutes to hours, your DNA, newly synthesized DNA looks like this. So what happens? This is the one newly synthesized DNA. This is second newly synthesized DNA. We know that it's a semi-conservative. So one strand is from the parent, other strand is from the daughter. So if you consider this particular DNA complex, you see the parental strands are methylated, whereas the daughter strands are not methylated. Why? Because after a certain few minutes to few hours, there is one enzyme, that is DAM methylase comes into the action, and then it will start methylating this. So there is a window of time, there is few minutes to hour like window is there, in which time the newly synthesized DNA, that is the daughter DNA, is unmethylated. It is unmethylated. But after this time is passed, then after that all these adenine of GATC sequence are methylated. So after that both chains will look chemically similar. So only a few minutes window is there in which chemically parent strand and daughter strand are different. Okay, and so our enzyme system can identify it. So by this mechanism of methylation of DNA, our enzyme system can identify which one is parental strand, which one is daughter strand, but not all the time, in just a small window which ranges from few minutes to hours. Okay, so this was the second most important concept about the methylation of DNA strand, which can serve to distinguish between a parental strand and daughter strand. Now once these two important concepts are clear, the first concept was about the replication error, because many students think that only this misreading can fall under the replication error. No, it is not like that. Slippage or stuttering, in a way deletion or insertion are also can be a mistakes by DNA polymerase. So this first concept about the replication error, and the second concept about how our enzyme system distinguishes between the parental strand and daughter strand by methylation, that is also a very important concept. Now once these two concepts are clear, we can discuss about the mismatch repair mechanism. Mismatch repair mechanism. And this mismatch repair mechanism, I will discuss it into the next video. If you have any query or confusion, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you.